I'm wrapping up this letter that I wrote you. Maybe it's the only way to go through. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Though it hurts, I only wish you blessings. When intuition talks, you gotta listen. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. 'Cause you build me up to break me down. Never respect the love you found. And I had a voice inside the back of my mind. I always knew it deep down. You don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh, no looking back this time. 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 Running from the truth was getting reckless. In your arms I never felt protected. Oh. 'Cause you don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh. No looking back this time. 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 No looking back this time.
Evening. I hope we are all well. It's been a while on my channel anyway. I've had a couple of days off just from the channel. Had a bit of a rest, but I did go on a couple of other channels. Can't really help myself. After that absolute barnstormer of a game last night, like what a game that was. Right, Liverpool just don't do things the easy way. Seems to be a familiar theme. It's been the same since Jurgen Klopp. Seems like Arne Slot still hasn't got the knack of his own team and his own ideas and mentality across the board. We still seem to be very driven by muscle memory by quite a lot of players that aren't his players still. But it is what it is. And look, I wanted to do a bit of a review show of the game. I obviously can't show video footage of the game, but I did want to show some photographic footage, and I also wanted to kind of go through a play-by-play of the actual game, and also kind of break down a couple of the some of the players that were in the game. It's a really, really interesting game, which is another game that Liverpool have had to play where the emotions are just so high. Like I said it on Donny Sam's halftime show that this is back to back emotional games that Liverpool don't really need right now. And I said like that the first game against Bournemouth was going to be an emotional game because of Jota. And it was. And it ended up being another emotional game where we won 4-2. And they pegged us back to 2-2. And we've then gone into another game where there ain't many teams that get a result at Newcastle's ground. There just isn't. And I can show you the results that Newcastle get at their ground. Like, they're a good team at home. But there's also the media hype and all of the journo stuff, which has kind of sparked the Isaac situation into a frenzy, which has got nothing to do with Liverpool, really. Like, Liverpool said they were interested in him, and Liverpool made a bid. That's it. That's all Liverpool have done. We haven't done anything else. We're entitled to do that. We're entitled to put a bid in. They rejected it. We haven't gone back. That's it. That is literally the story. Nuts and bolts, the whole thing. Like, made a bid, got rejected, haven't made another bid. That's it. But all the crap and all the nonsense from Newcastle and all of the media that's made that into a really horrendous game. And unfortunately, you could not have picked a worse referee to be able to manage a game than that wet flannel who made quite possibly one of the worst refereeing decisions I've ever seen in my life. And he was in charge. And he was horrendous. He was horrendous. He basically sparked a real thugfest of just nastiness in the ground, around the ground, on the pitch. There was just no need for it. It just wasn't needed. If the referee would just gone into the first tackle and the first person, who was Joelinton, put a yellow card tackle in, because he did, and then he should have just booked him. Yellow card, done. Then Liverpool, yellow card, done. That's it. All of that nonsense, all of that horrible, horrible football and tackles and all of that nonsense would have just ended. It would have just ended. But he didn't. He let them get away with it, and Liverpool suffered the consequences for it. And Newcastle suffered the consequences for it as well. Because Newcastle injured 3 players in that game because of rash tackling and out of control play. Like, they've done themselves in as well, and they've lost 3 big players. Like, Tonali dislocated his shoulder by the looks of it in that game. Joelinton injured himself, and Fabian Schär injured himself because they were just flying around like idiots. Like, it was a horrible game. But Liverpool just reverted back to what we've known for years and years and took it on the chin and just got on with the game and made the best of a bad situation. And how we managed to get it, get out of that ground with 3 points is beyond me. It is totally beyond me. Like, answers on the back of a postcard. We had 5 shots in the entire game and scored 3 goals, and 4 of them were on target. Wild. Absolutely wild. And we need to break it down. We need to break it down because there's things that happened in that game that made that game what it was. And then we also have to look at certain individuals because it's becoming a bit of a joke now that we are not recognizing people that are doing great work for this club on the pitch, and we still have players that people aren't giving kudos to. Still have players that people aren't giving kudos to, and we have to look at that, and we will look at that. The defending was shit, but it wasn't just one person. We can't just all put it down on Canate. We can't. Virgil van Dijk was good. Virgil van Dijk was very good. But there's elements of what happened on the right-hand side and what happened with the defensive midfielder that also have to be talked about because we don't have any grunts. We have no one that can deal with grunts. Liverpool play against a load of groks and a battering ram striker and battering ram midfield, and we are going to have a problem all season. Going to have a problem all season. And we're not going to play against teams that are going to be flair, they're going to be skillful, they're going to try and take the game to us. That's not how it's going to be. Not when you're champions. Not when you're champions. You're going to play against low blocks. You're going to play against teams that are going to do what Newcastle do. They're going to do what your Evertons do. Arsenal are going to be the same. Arsenal are going to be a tough team to play against. Lots of strong midfielders, lots of groks around. We need some shitbags. We need some gnarly shitbags in that team. Like I'm starting to think maybe we should go and try and raid Newcastle for Bruno Guimaraes. Take Bruno Guimaraes. Let them have Isaac back. Take Bruno Guimaraes. Because for me, McAllister is really missed. Really missed in that game, McAllister was. Curtis Jones was great, by the way. Curtis Jones was great. But McAllister was needed for the gnarliness. For the gnarliness. We'll break it down. We'll look at some individuals. We need to talk about Florian Wirtz. And I know you don't want to talk about Florian Wirtz, but we need to talk about Florian Wirtz. We need to talk about Miles Kerkez. We do need to talk about Miles Kerkez because he's being asked to do something that he's not done before. And that's not on him. That's on the manager. We also need to talk about Arne Slot. Like, Arne Slot has pulled a few rabbits out the hat already this season, but you can't keep on doing it. You can't keep on pulling rabbits out the hat. And you've got Arsenal next. Arsenal don't concede goals. Arsenal do not concede goals. So we need to talk about that. But first of all, I'm just going to do a shout out to my show sponsor, Match Bingo. People who have got Match Bingo, I hope you had a good result at the weekend. On Monday. The upcoming games for Match Bingo, you've got Leicester. Yeah, you've got Leicester and Birmingham. You've also got Chelsea and Fulham. That's a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, and Leicester Birmingham is on a Friday. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Currently, there's 11 players and there's 37 cards for the Leicester game. You want to get involved? Use the link in my description or use the QR code so you can scan it now. Obviously, you buy your bingo cards, your match bingo cards. You buy 4, you get 1 free. And if you deposit £5 as a new user, you get £10 free. And remember to gamble responsibly. You've obviously got the Liverpool game coming up. Let me see how many we have for that. I think that's on a Sunday, isn't it? I think that game's on a Sunday. Yeah, it's on a Sunday at 4:30. At the moment, there's 3 players and 5 cards. So get involved in that game. Obviously, use that QR code, which is connected to my account. And once again, thank you, Match Bingo, for sponsoring my show. And thanks for scanning the QR code, whoever that was. Big up. Okay, so there's nearly 100 of you in here. I don't know why my show doesn't seem to be getting many watches over the last 2 shows, and I don't know why. I'm thinking maybe the algorithms killed me. I don't know. But everyone who's watching, if you can please hit the like and subscribe, that would be amazing. There's not really anybody on now apart from Big Six Bands, so I'm surprised I haven't got more people watching. But you're all here, which is great. So let's break it down. Should we break down the game, or should we do a little bit of news? I'll leave that up to you in the chat. Should we do some news, or should we break down the game first? Let me know what you want, okay, in the chat. Game or news? Let me know. Game or news? Let me know in the chat. Yeah? Game or news? Okay, let's just jump into the news. Okay, let's jump into the news then. Okay. Right, so everybody wants to see news. Okay, great. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the latest Lewis Steele quote. Liverpool will make another move for Mark Guehi this week. I'm not going to lie. I'm really not going to lie to you right now. I actually think Mark Guehi is more important to us now than Alexander Isak. I really do. And I know that's wild, but if we've got a choice now between one, yeah, if you gave me a choice now, Mark Guehi or Alexander Isak, I'd take Mark Guehi. I would take Mark Guehi now instead of Alexander Isak. I really would. Liverpool do not have a problem scoring goals. Can we settle this right now? Because I've done this conversation over and over again. If you want to beat Liverpool, you need to score 3 goals. If you want to beat Liverpool, you need to score 3 goals. And there ain't many teams that are going to score 3 goals. There's only 2 or 3 teams in Europe that can score 3 goals consistently in games. One of them's Arsenal, one of them's Manchester City, and the other one is probably Real Madrid. That is it. Maybe PSG, but PSG don't score a lot of goals, in the big games. So you have to really ask the question, who's more important right now? A central defender that isn't going to get involved in nonsense that he doesn't need to be involved in, or a striker that needs a pre-season, needs a full fitness run-in to get himself up to speed to even play football. Because if you ask me right now, and I think Alexander Isak is a unicorn, an amazing player, 100%. If we signed Alexander Isak this week, I don't think Alexander Isak plays for another 2 months. I don't think he plays a game of football for Liverpool until November. I don't think he plays until November. Mark Guehi goes in next game. And I can't be having an 18-year-old being the backup for Ibrahim Konate, who for me can probably be dropped. Like, and I have to be completely honest. Like, we do not need a striker right now. We need a central defender because we're conceding 2 goals a game. And it's not through Virgil van Dijk. It's through Ibrahim Konate and it's through Milos Kerkez. And it's as simple as that. And the fact that the central defence have got no midfield helping them. Gravenberch was at fault for a goal yesterday. Like, Gravenberch could have got a red card in another game for that daft tackle, which got him a yellow card. I know he slipped over, but he still scissored him, and we can say it how it is, but on another day, that could have been worse. Could have been worse on another day. But we need a central defender because we had no right backs on the pitch and 2 right backs on the bench, and only 1 right back got brought in to play in the second half, and that was Conor Bradley, and he looked way off the pace. Gomez didn't even come off the bench. Like, just let that one sink in. Gomez didn't even come off the bench. Guehi is a must. Give me, if I had an option, look, you can sign Isak or you can sign Guehi, but you can sign Isak next season or in 6 months' time. What are you taking? I'm taking Guehi. Because we don't have a problem scoring goals. We don't have a problem scoring goals. That's not our problem. The problem is not scoring goals. The problem is conceding goals. And look, there's a lot going on at Newcastle, which makes me think that the Isak deal is probably going to happen. Look, Newcastle are going to get Visser and they're going to get Strand Larsen. The stuff with Wolves not interested in selling is nonsense. It's nonsense. Like, they've knocked back the chance to sign Vlahovic. Look, if they're knocking back the chance to sign Vlahovic, it's a guaranteed player. Like, you're guaranteed a forward, which you need. Then you know that you're going to get a Strand Larsen. Like, you know you're going to get a Strand Larsen. Otherwise, you wouldn't be knocking back. You wouldn't be knocking back a Vlahovic. So you know you're going to get a Strand Larsen. Which just, look, it's just a situation that they need. They need someone. So this is from Jan Åge Fjortoft, by the way. Newcastle saw a 50 million bid rejected for Strand Larsen, but the deal is expected to go through. Another offer is imminent. It should be enough to make him a Newcastle player. So there's a lot going on with Newcastle, and they are looking for a replacement or replacements. And I think they'll get it done. I think they'll get Visser done, and I think they'll get Strand Larsen. I think that's going to be one that gets done. And then obviously you've got the Guehi stuff, which I've got to bring up because there's a lot of nonsense around Manchester City. Look, Crystal Palace are interested in Akanji. Well, Akanji's for sale, so that's not a problem. And I understand the fact that Everton are looking at Ake. Well, he's for sale as well. Like Manchester City are looking to move some defenders out that don't play football anymore because they've got defenders that they've just bought. So that's going to be the case. Like that's going to be the case. Like they have their left-sided player now, so they can put Guardiola in defence, which is his natural position. And they've also got the is he Russian or Ukrainian? They've also got him that they signed, so they want to play him. And all the stuff around Manchester City and other clubs, Guehi remains unchanged. Liverpool is his top choice. He's coming to Liverpool. It has to happen, and it will happen, because after watching that game, he has to have sat there and gone, I have a problem. And his name is Konate, and he's not with it. He's not fully focused. Whether it's the situation with Real Madrid, whether it's the contract negotiations, whether it's because Trent's gone, whether it's because we're signing Guehi and his mind isn't with it, we have a problem, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. We can't be having a Dejan Lovren at Liverpool. We can't be having a Martin Skrtel at Liverpool. We can't be having a liability at the back at Liverpool. And at the moment, right now, we have a liability, and it's going to start seeping through the team. It's going to start seeping through the team. I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. Has he checked out? Like, it's weird. But it's not just the fact that it's looking shoddy on the pitch. It's then affecting the fans, because the fans are watching Liverpool, and we're like, did he want to go in for that tackle? Like, you know, why is he doing this? Like, is it because his head's been turned? Is it because he's here? Is it because he's there? Like, we don't need any of that. Like, we've literally just spent the most money we've ever spent in a transfer window ever. Yeah. And all we're talking about is Ibrahim Konate now. Like, is he going to Real Madrid? Is his mind with it? Is he going to sign a new... Like, really? Do we need all of that noise around Liverpool right now when we're trying hard enough to integrate the team? Like, trying hard enough to get the players into the positions and get them to work as a unit. Like, all of those other things have to happen, but we're still talking about Konate. Like, we're still talking about Konate. And do you want to end the transfer window and have Konate and Leone and Joe Gomez as your recognised centre-backs? No, you don't. No, you don't, because Joe Gomez can't even get on the pitch. Joe Gomez has Achilles problems. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. For me, I just think you need to move him on. Move him on. Get what you can. Get what you can. Move him on. Get what you can. Move him on. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. I had belly pork for dinner. Wife made a really nice belly pork meal. It was lovely. My mouth's really dry though. It's really salty. It's delicious. And that's the problem. That's the problem. So, look, everything's going to be around. All the news is going to be around Isaac. It's all going to be around Guehi. And we can also mention Malik Fofana as well, because that deal is completely off and he's going to stay with Olympique Lyon. Couldn't find a project that suited him. And that's fine. He's a 21-year-old kid. He's going to be the first team player now because he's now took Cherki's position. So that's absolutely fine. And he can go and have a good season at Lyon and then get his move next year because he's still young. And it doesn't matter because we have this kid. It doesn't matter because we have this kid. Liverpool's commitment is such that links with Bradley Barcola and Malik Fofana in recent weeks have been instantly played down due to Rio's eye-catching progress. And it's eye-catching. He literally won us a game which we did not deserve to win. We didn't deserve to win it. That was a draw. That game was a draw. Like, if we got out of there with a draw, I'd have probably gone, just take a point, lads. Like, seriously, just take a point because you were battered from start to finish in that game. Newcastle bombarded you with long throws and long kicks and everything. Haymakers, like red card tackles, like yellow card tackles and yellow card stamps, and honestly, everything. It had absolutely everything in it. It was like a WrestleMania game. And we give up a 2-goal lead because of concentration, and it was because of concentration again. Can't seem to keep our heads in the game. Can't seem to keep hold of the ball enough. Keep on reverting back to old tactics, which is look on the right-hand side and then send the ball to Salah. Long ball to Salah, long ball to Salah. Like, seriously? Like, when are you going to stop doing that shit? When are you going to stop doing that shit? And one of the biggest culprits in that game was Kanate, just hoofing the ball to nobody. Hoofing the ball up to no one for it to come right back at us. And another massive culprit in that game, and I know you don't want to hear it, but it was Florian Wirtz. Big culprit in that game for giving the ball away consistently. Really poor game. And I'm sorry, but Slot got it wrong playing Wirtz in a number 10. We should not have played with a number 10 in that game. We needed more midfielders. They had 5 in midfield, and we played 2. We played 2. They had 5 and we had 2. How was that ever going to work? It was never going to work. But somehow, Virgil van Dijk and Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai and Ekitike just made it happen. Magicked it. Magic does goals. Like, don't know how, don't care how. But I'm telling you now, it's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. And we need to sharpen up. We need to get a grip of games. And what's crazy as well in this game is Newcastle had the least possession in a game in the last 10 years against Liverpool. The least possession. Like, we totally dominated possession in that game, which is crazy. But we did nothing with it. We did absolutely nothing with it. Nothing. It was just boot it long, came back to us. As soon as we got the ball back, boot it long again. Like, Newcastle left us alone. Like, they didn't press us. They didn't want to press us. They wanted us to just keep the ball because they knew that eventually we give the ball away. Because we give the ball away at the back. Well, Kanate does. He's really good at it. And then as soon as it went into midfield and it went up to Wirtz just tried something daft, lost the ball, came back at us. It's a problem. It's a problem. They can't continue. It can't continue like this. We have Arsenal next. The only positive we have about the Arsenal game, it's at home. It's at home. And at Anfield, we are a different animal. Like, we can have the 12th man. We can. Like, it does happen. And it's Arsenal. And it's the main event, which I'm really happy that it's the 4:30 kickoff and it's not like a 12 o'clock dumb stuff or 2 o'clock. It's the main event. And for me, it's already a big 3-point decider. Like, where the league goes, it starts on that game for me. We pulled off 6 points from games that we ended up being drawing in the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes of both games, the opposition got it back to 2-2. That's a fact. That's what they did. That's what they did. And we managed to win the games. But Arsenal don't give up leads that easy. They do not give up leads that easy. And we have to be 100%. Players have to have games. Two of them are Canate and Kirkes. They have to have games. What else have I got for you news-wise? Let me have a quick look. I mean, I've got loads of Isaac stuff, but I think we're probably bored of it, aren't we? Newcastle sticking to their stance, won 150 million. There's been talk in the industry that the fee of 130 could get a deal done. That's looking quite likely that it could be 130 million. Lee Ryder, Newcastle officials visited Alexander Isak's home. I didn't even know he was living in Newcastle still, so I don't know how true that is. But they tried to get him to stay, and apparently it didn't work because I still think we'll see another bid from Liverpool. Apparently we offered Chiesa as part of the deal as well. That was another one that's been talked about. Fabrizio Romano, as of today, Isak is still fighting to go to Liverpool and he's not changed his mind. Nothing's changed, according to Fab. Fab's been on this from day one. Obviously, Saudi Arabia, PIF, it'll be the final call, but their owners were at the game. And you have to ask the question, why are your owners at the game? Well, new bid, FSG give the all clear. Alexander Isak has made it clear he wants out. According to our sources, LFC got the green light from FSG in Boston to submit 120 million plus another 20 million in add-ons once Newcastle give the expected go-ahead. I said it on a couple of channels now. 138 million. 138 million will be the deal. That's what I've been told. 138 million. If Isak comes to Liverpool, it will be for 138 million. Well, if you had 120 plus 20, or in between 15 and 20, that gives you nearly 138 million, between 135 and 130 and 140. So my source was pretty bang on, and it wasn't Indy Colour. 138 million is the final package which Liverpool will offer. I honestly don't know whether he comes or he doesn't come now. I honestly don't. Wolves are expected to agree a sale of 60 million for Strand Larsen. That's the latest from Indy. What else have we got? There's loads of stuff. There's another player we're linked with now as well, by the way, which is Musa. But I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. But it's interesting that he's from RB Leipzig, because Harvey Elliott is in discussions with RB Leipzig. So let's do a bit of digging into the game. Okay, so actually, one more thing. I just wanted to bring out what Thierry Henry said. And big up Thierry Henry, by the way. And also Michael Owen, by the way. Pair of them both said, look, people are upset because Isak is good. When a player is bad and the club wants them out, I don't see anyone crying. And he's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. And Michael Owen said it. 9 times out of 10, it's the player that gets booted out by the club. No one's whinging about it. No one is whinging about it. Big up Thierry Henry. Honestly, there's not many people that have been on Isak's side about this. I've got loads of stuff to cover about the game. So where are we? So let's have a look. Okay, so a couple of things about the game. Just a couple of the records that Liverpool broke, which you might not know about, but we'll talk about them. Liverpool set a new record by scoring in 22 consecutive away league fixtures. Liverpool do not have a problem scoring goals. Okay, we don't have a problem scoring goals. That is not the issue. It really has not been the issue. And then you've got Ekitike, became the 10th red to score in his first 3 LFC games. Only the second red in 50 years after Daniel Sturridge. He started really well. Ekitike started very, very well for Liverpool. And then we also have to talk about Liverpool scored in 98% of Premier League games under Arne Slot. 39 out of 40. The best record by any manager. Liverpool don't have a problem scoring with Slot. We do not have a problem scoring. It's the opposite direction, which was also Jurgen's Achilles heel. It was Jurgen's Achilles heel, and he's left it behind for Arne to deal with, because we still have a lot of the players that were with Jurgen. We still have Virgil, we still have Ali, we still have Canate. Still have these players. So he needs to get this out of their system. And I genuinely don't know how they're going to do it when they're trying to play in number 10. And Newcastle versus Liverpool saw just 40.8% ball in play. The lowest in a Premier League fixture since Stoke versus Blackburn. The referee was atrocious. Atrocious referee. Absolutely horrendous ref. Stunk the place out. Okay. Couple of things. First of all, Ryan Gravenberch. Absolute banger of a goal. Absolute banger of a goal. What? Has Strand Larsen just scored 2 goals? Okay, well, his price has just gone up. And he's playing against West Ham. Oh my God, Strand Larsen. Really? He's just come on. He came on in the 73rd minute. And he's won the game. He's going to cost a fortune. Well, look, at the end of the day, he's playing for a move, isn't he? He's playing for Champions League football. So, look, it is what it is, but they're going to have to pay for him. They want 80 million, apparently, but apparently they can get him for 60. I mean, they paid 20 something million for him. So, is what it is. Carvalho scored for Bournemouth, by the way. Yeah, sorry, for Brentford. Carvalho. Bournemouth are out. They're 2-0 down. Are Manchester United playing tonight? Leeds are drawing with Sheffield Wednesday. Sunderland are getting beat by Huddersfield. So much for Sunderland. But I'm not here to watch the game. So Gravenberch started the game off with an absolute banger. Yeah, brilliant goal. It took a couple of deflections, but it doesn't matter. It's just a good shot. Like if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery. So big up Grav for scoring that goal. And this guy had an absolute banger of a game. 4 clearances, 4 recoveries, 100% tackles won, 39 out of 44 passes completed, 10 passes in the final third, and he also did the dummy, which won us the game. I know it was the shot but the dummy was unbelievable. He had a brilliant game at right back, but this is the problem we have with the fragility with our team in certain areas. Like, we shouldn't have 2 right backs injured at the start of the season. Like that's not what it should be. Like, should be going into the season with your recognised right back injured, and then you've got your new right back also injured, and your backup right backs are also not fit enough to play, so you have to play a midfielder. Like, it's just not good enough. Like, we either get a bigger squad or we get rid of players that are injury prone. And I genuinely don't know whether Conor Bradley is that guy. I genuinely don't know whether Conor Bradley is going to be that guy, because he's always injured. He's always injured. He gets 2 injuries a season, and he's only been with us 2 seasons. 3 seasons. But we also have to give some kudos to Cody again. Cody got 2 assists in that game. Cody got 2 assists, and he got 2 assists because he was lurking around the box, trying to make things happen, trying to get a shot off, looking for players in space. Cody got 2 assists. Mo got an assist. After how bad that game was by Mo, he still provided the pinpoint pass that dissected Newcastle's defence and set up Rio Guimara. And say what you want to say about Hugo Ekitike, like whether he had a bad game or not, he scored a brilliant goal. He scored a brilliant goal that kissed the inside of the post, and it was a great finish to put us 2-0 up. And it wasn't his fault. I mean, it was his fault, actually. Like, we also need to look at the Bruno Guimaraes goal, because it was Hugo Ekitike's fault that Bruno Guimaraes got a run in, got a free running jump on Kirkes because he didn't track his runner. And these are all teething problems that Arne Slot needs to iron out with his team, because they're new. They're all new players. You know, we're trying to play 3 or 4 new players in the team. Like, that's not what we've done before. We've never been able to do it. We've never done it with Jurgen because we've never had that many new players. But if you look at this season already, I mean, you've already got Mo with a goal and an assist. You've got Cody with a goal and 2 assists. You've got Hugo Ekitike with 2 goals and assist. You've got Federico Chiesa with a goal, and you've got Rio with a goal. And that's in 2 Premier League games. We have not got a problem scoring. No problem scoring. When you've got the likes of Federico Chiesa, who can come off the bench and score, and Rio, who can come off the bench and score, you haven't got a problem. There's no problem with goals. And Federico Chiesa and Rio scored game-winning goals to win the game. So we ain't got a problem. We ain't got a problem there. Problems the other end of the pitch. The problem is at the other end of the pitch. And this is a problem. This is a problem. This is Bruno Guimaraes' goal. He ran from Ekitike's position, and Ekitike didn't follow him, didn't try and put him off. He had a free run from Ekitike's position right on top of Kerkez's back. He wasn't Kerkez's man. He wasn't Kerkez's man. That's the point. He wasn't the runner. He was a runner off Ekitike. Ekitike didn't track him. Ekitike watched him run past him to get the jump on Kerkez. That was the problem. That was a problem. And it's going to be a problem all season. If we don't sort out set pieces and long balls. Because Virgil can't do it all on his own. And if you look at where Konate wasn't even near the ball. Konate was on the far side. And this was the second goal. Like, why on earth are we playing a 40-yard high press? Like, why are we playing a high press up there? Like, it's ridiculous. It's just like we cannot do this against Arsenal. We cannot play like this against Arsenal. Like the 86th minute, and we're trying to high press the entire team right up the other end of the pitch. Like, I don't understand it. Like, you've got Dan Burn, who's free, who's got a run on Konate. You've also got other players that could make a break. And Dan Burn won the ball. Dan Burn's going to win a lot of balls. He's 6'7". Like, he won the ball. Well, he didn't win the ball. He went up for a challenge with Konate, and it rolled off Konate's back. And then Ryan Gravenberch should have tracked the runner. Asula should not have been able to get ahead of Ryan Gravenberch. But he did. He did. He did. And we're conceding cheap goals. Cheap goals. 2 long balls, just thumps. Thump into the box, thump from the goalkeeper. But Liverpool haven't got a problem scoring goals. Liverpool haven't got a problem scoring goals. It's conceding goals which is the problem. And this game, like, let's get into this game, okay? So let's get into this game. Okay, so let's look at this game. Yeah, let's look at this game commentary-wise. Yeah? So let's go all the way to the start of the game. Okay, let's go all the way to the start of the game. Liverpool conceded a corner straight off the bat by Virgil because they went long ball straight away. Yeah, Cody then won a free kick in the defensive half, and then there was a yellow card foul by Joelinton. This was a yellow card. This was when the referee should have got a grip of the game and gone, right, you guys are out of control. I'm going to book you straight away so you know I don't want this type of game. Yeah, you can't get away with yellow card tackles in this game. Like, otherwise, there's going to be a lot of players that get sent off. And this was the problem straight off the bat. Straight off the bat, the foul by Joelinton was a yellow. Yeah. Florian Wirtz then wins another free kick for another foul that was on him. Then there was a foul by Kieran Trippier, which was also a yellow card foul. Those two fouls in the first 10 minutes were yellow card fouls, but they weren't given. So then the players can start to think, hang on a minute, we're getting away with yellows here. How far can we go? How far can we go in this game? You've then got a second foul by Kieran Trippier after the first foul he made, which was a yellow. Wasn't booked for that. Hugo Ekitike then wins another foul. Then Ryan Gravenberch then commits a foul and gets a yellow card. First foul of the game, Ryan Gravenberch, yellow card. So the referee has now booked Liverpool and not booked Newcastle twice, which means Newcastle have now got in their heads, right, we can start putting tackles in here, naughty ones in, and we're not getting booked. The ref's on our side. And then you have Liverpool, couple of fouls, Anthony Gordon, Florian Wirtz had a good shot, which was saved. It was a good shot. Bruno Guimaraes won a foul. Foul by Cody Gakpo. Foul by Dominic Szoboszlai. These weren't fouls. These were pathetic. Tonali missed a shot. Hugo Ekitike was fouled. Nothing. Mo Salah. That wasn't even a foul either. Then Anthony Gordon did a yellow card tackle. So 20 minutes, Anthony Gordon's already made two fouls, and one of them was a yellow card, which was this 20th minute one. Newcastle still haven't been booked, and they've committed 7 or 8 fouls already, and 3 of them are yellow cards, but no bookings. Foul by Dan Burn, that was a yellow card as well, that foul. Ryan Gravenberch won a foul. Foul by Guimaraes again. Look, it's just fouls. Foul. Then a foul by Canate. He was then booked for a push on Anthony Gordon. So that was another yellow card for us. Anthony Gordon then missed a big header. He did. Anthony Gordon missed another chance. Cody Gakpo was then fouled. This is three fouls by Kieran Trippier now. 3 fouls by Kieran Trippier, still no yellow card. And then obviously Ryan Gravenberch scores. And then you've got a couple of chances. Another foul by Dan Burn, no yellow card. Oh, sorry, he got a yellow card for that foul. That was a bad foul, by the way, which should have been his second yellow. But they got their first yellow card then, but that was a bad foul. Then you've got, straight after that yellow card from Dan Burn, you've then got Anthony Gordon's horror tackle on Virgil van Dijk, which was only given as a yellow card. Remember, that was only given as a yellow card. So the referee didn't see that as a red. Only given as a yellow card. And look, at the end of the day, it could have. It could have ended Virgil's season. Look, he took his sock and his boot off with that tackle. He took his sock and his boot clean off with that challenge. And he also left some tram marks. And he also left some tram marks. Right down the back of the Achilles. Like, Virgil van Dijk still played the entire game. Like, the guy's an absolute warrior. Like, the guy is an absolute warrior. Like, he really is. So we continue. So Anthony Gordon gets sent off. Good work by VAR, by the way. And then it's the half time. We came out so quick that Hugo Ekitike scored and Arnie Slot didn't even see it. That's how fast we came out the blocks. Hugo Ekitike scored and Arnie Slot was still coming out the ground, up the stairs, and he missed the goal. That's how quick we scored. The game should have been done, but it just didn't, because Newcastle carried on fouling, and Bruno Guimaraes got a yellow card. Then it's free kick again. Kieran Trippier has now made 5 fouls and still hasn't been booked. 5 fouls and still hasn't been booked. More fouls. Bruno Guimaraes then scores that goal. Tino Livramento got the chance to cross it twice, because we gave the ball away needlessly, and they got one back. Then there's more fouls. Foul by Bruno Guimaraes again, which I believe was a stamp on Chiesa, which could have been a red card. Should have been a red card, to be honest. Tonali with another bad foul. No yellow card for him. Florian Wirtz wins another free kick. Then you've got a Liverpool chance. Then you've got subs because Tonali got injured, dislocated shoulder. Ryan Gravenberch could have got a second yellow for that foul. I'm not going to lie, he could have got a second yellow, but the ref probably was lenient because he booked him so early on, and Gravenberch hadn't made any fouls since then. Not like Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and also Kieran Trippier, who's done 5 fouls. Then Joelinton, gets injured by Gravenberch, which is a nothing really. It's really nothing. He comes off. Trippier then comes off, so he doesn't get a yellow card. Sula comes on for Barnes. Fabian Schär then comes off with an injury. And all these players injured themselves trying to foul our players. It's just a fact. Just watch the game. We bring Bradley on and Chiesa. Another foul by Bruno Guimaraes, which should have been another yellow card. The guy should have been off the pitch already. Curtis Jones then wins another free kick. A foul by Usula. A foul by Conor Bradley. Guimaraes is still on the pitch somehow. Conor Bradley then gets a yellow card for a bad foul. Bad foul, wasn't a bad foul. And then long ball through to Sula. Terrible goal to concede. Cody Gakpo fouls. 11 minutes added on. So we need to talk about this 11 minutes. 11 minutes because Newcastle were rolling around on the floor, injured. There was so much time wasting. It was just... it was so badly managed by the referee, this game. So badly managed by the referee. Then there's another foul by Asula, so that's now 3 fouls by Asula, no yellow card, obviously. Curtis Jones comes off for Harvey Elliott. Rio comes on for Cody Gakpo. 95th minute, 96th minute, Arnie Slot makes 2 attacking substitutions. Another foul by Asula. Asula's now done 5 fouls since he's come on, and he still hasn't been booked. Conor Bradley wins a free kick, and then there was a great team goal, which obviously Rio scored, and then Mo Salah comes off for Endo. That foul by Chiesa was instrumental because it really stopped them from getting any momentum, and then we won the game. But this game didn't need to be the way it was. The referee really had no control of the game. No control of the game. And it ended up being a horrible game because of that referee. You're absolutely right. Like, Tonali threw an elbow and dislocated it because, mad. 22nd Ekitike goal. I know, mad. Hackett wants an investigation. Wow, well, there you go then. That's all you need to know about it. So let me share the screen for the actual game. That was a breakdown of the actual commentary and the refereeing. Okay. So the game was 62% Liverpool, 38%. At Newcastle's ground, by the way. At Newcastle's ground. 0.69 XG for goals, and we scored 3. 0.98 XG for goals, and they scored 2. Okay, so everybody outperformed their XG. Liverpool had 5 shots. Newcastle had 10. The goalkeeper only had to make 1 save in the game. Let's just break that down. The goalkeeper only had to make 1 save in the game. And Ali wasn't great. Ali was not great in this game. I'm not going to lie. He was good for that corner where he stopped it from going in, but he wasn't great for their goal. Ali should have done better. Sorry. You're world class. You're supposed to be the best in the world. You should be getting something on that, and you were too far out your box. You left your left hand side wide open. 1 corner kick to Liverpool, 7 to Newcastle. 15 fouls to Liverpool, 17. Obviously, more passes, more tackles, more free kicks, more yellow cards. They obviously got a red card. 5 shots, 4 on target. 3 goals scored. Unbelievable. 10 shots, 3 on target. They scored 2 goals. 4 shots off target, none off target. 1 block shot, 3 block shots, 3 shots from inside the box, 8 from inside the box, 2 from outside the box, 2 from outside the box. Big chances scored, 1. Big chances scored, 2. Big chances missed, 1. They missed 2. 17 touches in their box, 27 in our box. 50-50 duels. Lost a lot of ground duels there. Not good enough. Lost a lot of aerial duels. Not good enough. Defending. 39 recoveries, 43 clearances. Errors leading to shot, errors leading to goal. 1, Canate. Goals prevented, 0.13, 0.74. Their goalkeeper made some bigger saves. Those punches were key, 3 punches. Okay. So let's have a look at the players. And this is what I want to look at. Look, this guy's had so much stick. Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo has had so much stick in in his career at Liverpool from fans, from our fans, from just I'm going to show you what he did in this game, okay? Because he had a hard job, and his job was we boot the ball up against him and Kieran Trippier, and he has to win the ball. That was our tactic. It was a weird tactic, but we did it a lot. Cody played 89 minutes, 0.06 xG. Okay, he didn't have any chances to score really, but he got 2 assists, and his expected assists were 0.08. They were nothing. They were nothing assists. You're not supposed to be creating goals from those chances. They weren't high scoring chances, but he created the assists. That's how important he was. 2 key passes in the game. 8 out of 14 ground duels won. 1 out of 1 aerial duel. Was fouled 4 times. He kept on getting fouled by Trippier. It was part of the game. He was important in that game. He was important in that game to provide those assists. And he only touched the ball 40 times. And then you got Ekitike. Ekitike's XG for goals is wild at the moment. 0.20 for XG goals. Such a difficult chance to score, but he scored it. And he only had 1 shot. He only had 28 touches, 2 key passes. He is a real player at the moment for Liverpool with minimal chance creation that he gets. And then Mo. Mo, not a lot of touches, 0.21 expected XG. Expected assists. 2 key passes, 2 big chances created. And I get it. I get everyone was talking about Mo having a bad game. Mo created the biggest chances for Liverpool in that game. He did. He does it over and over again. He does it over and over again. Created the biggest chances in the game. It's not his fault that they don't get put in the goal. It's just not his fault that they don't get scored. It will come together. It will come together. Liverpool are a work in progress still. They are a work in progress still. But, it's really hard to have anything negative to say when a 16-year-old comes on the pitch and scores the winner. He played 8 minutes, 0.36 for XG. It was a difficult chance. 1 shot on target, 1 goal, 1 dribble, 1 accurate pass, 4 touches. It was. And I'll be completely honest with you. Yeah. It totally reminded me of Liverpool versus PSG. This game. We got completely outplayed and we managed to win. And look, that's what champions do. That's what champions do. When the chips are down and you don't perform, you still manage to win the game. Still managed to win the game. And we did. And we won the game. We won the game. And there ain't going to be many teams that go to Newcastle and have a Newcastle that are so wound up, that are so ready for a fight, that want to win that game so much and want to injure players and kick people up in the air. That is the most difficult Newcastle you're ever going to play this season. It's the most difficult Newcastle anyone will play this season. And we still managed to walk away with a 1-0 win. Sorry, with a 1-0 win, with the 3 points. I don't know what else to say. Like, I genuinely don't know what else to say. But what we can do is we can look at Newcastle. Because Newcastle at home, I'll do last season. Okay. Newcastle at home, 19 games, 12 wins, 2 draws, 5 losses. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Let me share the screen. So this is Newcastle at home. Newcastle at home, 19. Oh, hang on. Get rid of that. This was last season. 19 games, 12 wins, 2 draws, 5 losses. Newcastle were really good at home. They're really good at home. And you can look at the games. They played last season. So they got beat by Everton last season, and they got beat by Arsenal last season. But then they beat Chelsea. Sorry, they got beat by Everton at home last season, but then they beat Chelsea 2-0. Yeah. They beat Ipswich 3-0. They beat Crystal Palace 5-0. They beat Man United 4-1. They beat Brentford 2-1. Newcastle were really good last season at home. They beat Nottingham Forest 4-3. They beat Arsenal 2-0. They got beat by Fulham. That was a random one, that one, to be honest. But Newcastle are good at home. They lost to Bournemouth, but Bournemouth beat a lot of big teams at home. Away. They beat Wolves 3-0. They beat Aston Villa 3-0. They beat Brentford 3-1. They beat Leicester 4-0. Look, I don't really need to go into much detail about Newcastle at home, but they're a really good team at home under Eddie Howe, and they have been. So for us to pull off a win, we just need to take that to the bank and roll with it. Take whatever positives you can out of it. And one of the positives is Rio. One of the positives is definitely Rio. That has to be a positive, Rio. And another positive is the fact that Dominic Szoboszlai plays really well as a right back. That's another positive. So if Conor Bradley does get injured again and Frimpong's needed to play in the right wing position because Mo Salah's playing in AFCON, then you have Dominic Szoboszlai that can do a job as a right back. So you can take that one as a positive. You can. You can also take the fact that Liverpool can score 3 goals in every game this season. Like, that doesn't look like that's going to be an issue. Liverpool are guaranteed 2 goals plus in every game. That is Liverpool. Right now, under Arne Slot, you are getting a minimum of 2 goals per game. A minimum of 2 goals. If you can go into any game at any time and you know you're going to score 2 goals, you already have a huge advantage. Because the opposition knows, oh God, we've got Liverpool. We have to score 2 goals to even get a draw. And that's what Liverpool are under Arne Slot. We are goals. We are scoring goals from anywhere. Like, Arne Slot brought on Chiesa and he brought on Endo against Bournemouth. And Endo got an assist and Chiesa scored. Like, Arne Slot brought on Harvey Elliott and Rio Gigimoa in the 95th minute. Harvey Elliott was really key to one of the passes in that move, which gave the ball to Gravenberch, who slid the ball to Salah, who Salah then played the ball across. And Rio scored the winner. Another substitution. Like, we have goals. We have goals in this team. That is not a problem. That is not a problem this season. It wasn't a problem last season. Honestly, it wasn't a problem last season. But we just had to rely on a lot of them from Mo. But we don't seem to have a problem scoring. The problem I have is we have an 18-year-old as backup to Canate. And Gomez is never fit. And Canate isn't playing well. That one needs to be rectified. If we don't get Isaac, we don't get Isaac. It's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. We go back in for him in January. And we roll the dice with the forwards we've got till the end of the year. Because Isaac's going to be available in January. Because he's not going to sign a new contract. He's going to be available. His price might go down. Newcastle might be forced to sell him then because of everything. I don't know. But Mark Guehi is so important. And he's there. And he wants to come to Liverpool. And he's available. And if we don't stump up the cash, then we really have dropped the ball. For me, we really have dropped the ball. Because this one is there. There's no blockers. There's no challenges. Like, he's already agreed to Liverpool. He's available for 50 million. Do a negotiation for 40, 45. Get that deal done. Get that deal done. It can happen right now. He should be on the bench or in the team for Arsenal. He should. He should. Maybe not on the team for Arsenal, but at least on the bench. And this is also something else I want to talk about before we head off. I'm just going to share my tactics board. Okay, so Ekatike. So let's just say this is the team for Arsenal. Yeah, let's just say this is the team for Arsenal. Okay, so let's just say this is the team for Arsenal. Might be, it might not be. I honestly don't know, okay? Okay. Now, the biggest problem I have right now with these tactics under Slot is Wirtz. This is the biggest problem I have at Liverpool right now, is Florian Wirtz. And we need to have this conversation because we haven't played with a number 10 since Coutinho. We haven't played with a number 10 since Coutinho. And I don't think we know how to play with a number 10 properly. I genuinely don't know how we get this guy into the game, because all another team has to do is block the midfield like Newcastle did. Newcastle had 5 midfielders in that game and they just blocked the midfield. So there was no passing lanes and there was no way to get the ball to Wirtz. And when you did get the ball to Wirtz, he couldn't do anything with it because he had Ekatike on top of him. The pair of them are in each other's way. The pair of them seem to be going into the same positions. And this is a problem. This is a big problem for Liverpool because you can't spend £100 million on a player and have your striker in the same passing lanes and in the same space as him. Otherwise, how does that operate? That does not operate well. And I feel like we need to go to a box. Which is like this. So you box these two players. So these are in a box now. I feel like Ekatike and Wirtz need to be separated by 10, 15 yards from each other. They need to be moved apart. Like, that seems to be something which needs to happen. Like, and I'm not going to say that like Wirtz isn't going to be amazing for us, because he can be amazing for us. Like, he can be amazing for us. Like, he had a brilliant shot which was saved. If that goes in, maybe Wirtz plays a different game. I don't know. But right now, he's been hooked twice. And so is Ekatike, by the way. They've been taken off twice. So they're clearly getting up to speed. But for me, I don't know what we do with that situation. Because, maybe if we do get Isaac, maybe Cody steps out and you then do play Isaac. Rodrigo's not going now, so we can get rid of Rodrigo. So maybe Isaac comes in then, or Ekatike goes over this way and Isaac plays here. And we play with a 4-2-4. And another problem I've got as well, which I just want to bring up. These are just my opinions, by the way. Like another problem I've got as well is I have a problem with this situation here, because this happens a lot now. This happens a lot in games. So you've now got this situation where you have Bradley coming into midfield, Grav here, Mack here. It's more like this. Yeah, so you've got this pack here, and then you've got this pack here, round about this area. Yeah. I mean, let me get rid of Gahey, because that's not actually a deal that's happening now. So let's move Bradley out. So this is against Newcastle, just for example. So it was like this. Was it kind of like this? No, it wasn't. Dom was like in the middle of the bloody park. Where am I? So let's move Mack out. Let's put Jones in. Ekatike was here. Wirtz was here. Wirtz was like here. Like they were in each other's way. And then you've got... where's Cody? What have I done with Cody? There he is. And then you got Cody here. So we kind of played like this against Newcastle. So we kind of played this against Newcastle because we had the ball so much, which meant we had the ball, so we were in possession. And Kirkes is not a centre-back. He's not a centre-back. He's never played the position. He's never played so centrally in games. That is not his ball game. And I understand that, like, yeah, maybe he can learn it, but we didn't sign Kirkes to play in that position. We signed Kirkes to be this guy. All the energy, up and down, providing assists, providing these cross balls over to Salah. Like, we didn't sign him as a centre back, and I feel like he's playing way too much football in defence. Like, if you want to play a back three, get another central defender. And play with a back three. Because at the moment, you aren't playing Kirkes to his full potential. And the guy's having to do more running back and more defending because he's playing more as a centre-back. And he's been caught out loads now because he's not wide. He's not wide. He doesn't play wide anymore. He plays right next to Virgil like this. And that's not his natural position. His natural position is nice and wide, just like Bradley's, just like Frimpong's, but he's not been able to do it. And it's a concern. And I don't know what we're going to do against Arsenal. Don't know what we're going to do against Arsenal playing like that. I mean, we are lucky that the Saka's injured because he's their best player, and he's also the guy that puts left backs on toast, like he did with Robbo. But do the same to Kerkez, because Kerkez isn't playing wide. He's not playing wide. He's playing much more central. And I don't understand why you've signed him. Like, you're signing a player and you're not getting any attributes out of him. Like, you're not getting any attributes out of Kerkez. You're not. Hincapie's going to Arsenal. Hincapie's going to Arsenal. Arsenal are buying the league. Like, let's be fair. Arsenal are buying the league because they're not selling anyone. They're buying the league. So, for that one, it's a bit of a concern. I'm not too worried about Wirtz because Wirtz is still looks okay, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's supposed to be doing because him and Ekitike are in each other's way in games, both making the same runs, both dropping into the same positions. Like, and they're not pressing. They're not pressing the attack, the defense of the opposition, which is a problem as well because we have lost Diaz, we have lost Nunes, we have lost Diogo, and they are, say what you want about them, but they run around and press. Wirtz doesn't press. Ekitike doesn't press. Like, even if Cody goes up to press or Salah goes to press, they just bypass the press because you haven't got Wirtz or Ekitike on the same song sheet, and they're not pressing the ball, which means the opposition are finding a way out. But look, it's only early doors. It's only 2 games in, but we conceded 4 goals, and 3 of them were from set pieces. And that's a bit of a concern when you're about to play Arsenal that scored 33 goals from set pieces last season. And they've already scored 3 this season from set pieces. It's a concern. It's a concern. And if you want to play deep football, like a low block line, that's exactly what Arsenal want you to play because they are so dominant in the air. They are so dominant. Like, Declan Rice can put the ball anywhere. He's one of the best in the game. Launching a corner or a free kick right on top of someone's head, and they cause havoc, and they're really good at set pieces. And we have to be concerned because Newcastle did us quite a few times with set pieces. So it's a worry for me. I'll do a match preview for that when it's coming up. I've done an hour and 30 tonight. Look, we know who we need. We need Mark Guehi. It's as simple as that. Alexander Isak he's a massive plus, but he's not the be all and all end all. We need to get Mark Guehi done. That's where I am. That's where I sit. That's the one that needs to happen this week. If Isak happens, amazing. If it doesn't, I think we're fine anyway. We score enough goals. We need to work on set pieces. We need to work on this high line. We can't play it. We cannot play this high line. We need to look at getting Wirtz into the game more, and we also need to look at getting Kerkez out wide because he's not a central defender and he can't do the job. I'd rather have Robbo there, and I don't want to say that, but I would. I'd rather have Robbo there. If he's going to play centre back, then I'd rather have Robbo there. And yeah, that's where I am right now. I'm going to forward you on to another show. 2 seconds. I'm going to forward you on to Don's show. Just bear with us. For some reason, let's edit the video. I can't edit the video. I can't do a redirect. It's not letting me do a redirect. Oh, hang on. Is it letting me do a redirect? Bear with me. Yep, hang on. So let me just redirect you to Don. So Don San's show is on. What? What is going on? Not working. Okay, I can't redirect. Sorry, it's not working. Anyway, you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks everyone for joining tonight, and thanks for the for someone scanning the QR code. Really appreciate that. If anyone wants to drop a membership, I've got a couple of memberships that got dropped. I missed them out. I'm sorry. Big up. Bear with me. Big up. Who did the memberships? 2 seconds. Who did the memberships? I think Redbird did a membership, and there was one more, but I've missed out. Sorry. If you do want to support the channel, please become a member. I do weekly shows on a Sunday, conspiracies and rabbit holes, which are fun for the members. So please become a member. I've got like nearly 400 members, so please join the rebels. Every little helps. You bought a microphone and a stand, so all good. And yeah, if you want to drop a super chat, drop a super chat or a super thanks or whatever. Everything's appreciated, but definitely being a member's much more appreciated because you're part of the community and you get some extra stuff from me, and you get to speak to me, or you get to leave comments and stuff like that. And I will do more membership stuff in the future. Trust me. Anyway, Liverpool won 3-2 at Newcastle. Something not a lot of teams can do. Something not a lot of teams will do this season. And I am buzzing that we did. And we came away with no injuries, which is always a positive. And we've got Arsenal at the weekend, which is probably going to be our hardest game of the season. Arsenal away or at home is going to be such a hard game. And we'll see how we get on there. I'll do a match preview of that game. And we won. I know the amount of people that were moaning and stuff, and I'm like, we did win that game, didn't we? Yeah. Become a rebel. It's 99p. You all have a good evening.